Well, I thought we did a much better job today than we did a week ago. We learned a lot from the film from last week. We saw ourselves and the things that we did. We weren't doing well. We really wanted to focus on ground balls coming into today, especially after the stats last week in the first half. And it's great to see the 44 to 24 ground balls. That category just shows a lot of effort on our guys' part. And I just think we played a lot smarter. We ended the game offensively. Some of the things we did to chew a little time off the clock, and we executed much better. And I thought defensively it was a good game plan. And you know, we got to number one really quick on the doubles, and we covered up the rest of the field pretty well and got some good saves. And I think their defense and their goalie played pretty well. I thought they made a lot of saves, but we kept shooting at them, and it started to fall for us.
This is for Tyson and John. With defending Tahoka from last year to this year, did you bring more of an element of physicality? It seemed like the doubles were something that I didn't see last year. What changed? How did you handle them differently? How did sort of their personnel differences allow you to defend them differently?
Well, we knew we had to slide to him. He was going to be a bigger part of their offense this year than he was a year ago, you know, with Fields and a couple other guys. Even Patterson was in the midfield instead of starting on close attack a year ago, so he had a lot of help, and we knew that when he got the ball, he was going to go to the goal. So it was a pretty good game plan. I thought it was good, too, that we went to him under control. You know, you go and you fly at him and try to take the ball out of his stick. He's going to beat the double team and get to the goal. So I thought the guys went under control, put the ball on the ground, and we were able to come up with some nice change of possessions there. Go ahead.
I just thought that this year I just tried to get a little more physical with him, get into him earlier than I was last year. Last year I gave up a lot of ground, and I let him get in too close. This year I started to get more physical, and then I had backside help from the doubles. We were sending doubles a lot and early to his backside just to try and throw him off and basically make him make a play to beat two of our defensemen. So it really helped out.
Brett, you got the penalty, but
Did you actually? You were the one who actually hit him.
Yeah, I definitely didn't get the penalty there. I could knock him over. Oh, Tyson's probably the only guy on the team that can.
Defensively, Tyson, what really clicked today that wasn't really there against Colgate last week?
I think our communication was a lot better this week. I just thought that our whole defense this past week, we were really stressing on being on the same page and doing what we were basically following our game plan. I think that we really followed our game plan this week, and not unlike last week where we kind of got away from it. I think we did a very good job this week, though.
And how did practicing against that two-man game in practice this week really give you an advantage out there defensively?
It just helps a lot because a lot of times they run a lot of two-man games, so I just thought that getting as many reps as we could at that just helped our team out.
Brentwood, their goalie says he does not know you, called you a crafty dude. So I'm curious, what was working today? When's the last time you scored 6 goals in a game?
Yeah, it's been quite a while since I did that. We were just moving good off ball. I think we're definitely more comfortable in the offense that we're running right now. And I'm not much of a dodger, so I'm a product of the guys that are dodging around me. So yeah, all credits to the offensive guys that helped me get open today.
Tyson, last year obviously you guys lost 15-3. I remember you were pretty frustrated after the game. Tahoka had a big game. I was curious just if that was kind of in the team's head heading into the game, you think, and if that kind of motivated you guys at all.
Yeah, that definitely fueled the fire a lot. It's never fun losing at home, and especially getting an embarrassing loss like that at home. I just thought that we just came ready to play, and we just all had that in the back of our minds the whole week. Kind of had that hate because we didn't want to feel that way again. So I just thought that really helped us out as well.
Bradley, last week against Colgate, you got shut out, didn't have a goal. Then you come into this game super aggressive, 4 in the first half. What was the change in preparation for this game as compared to last week?
I think, just like I said earlier, offensively, I think we're a lot more comfortable running the new offense the second week in a row. All around, I think guys are a lot more comfortable and know the offense a lot better. So just came out shooting a lot more confidence today, I guess. I only had a couple shots last week, so I wanted to get rid of last week's game and come out today and help the guys win.
I guess, a lot of those opportunities were similar to the types of shots that you were getting last week. I guess, was there anything that you're seeing differently today?
No, actually, I just, I guess I felt better during the game today. Shots were just going.
Coach?
Yeah.
Just with the ground balls, I guess, how much was that a part of the preparation this week? How much was that part of practice?
It was a bigger part than it had been the last couple of weeks. And I think we really got woken up by it, and especially in the first half against Colgate. So it was a point of emphasis this week.
Coach, with your defensive game plan, how much of that was with the short sticks? When they did double, they seem to be staying with it a lot more and keeping the double going, resulting in a 12-4 cost turnover ratio for you guys?
Well, I think that you've got a couple options on your picks. You can get through it. You can go over the top. You can go under, and you can switch, or you can double. So doubles were one of our options. Albany has probably more one-handed players than a lot of teams that we play. So you want to get into that one hand, turn it back, and that's where the double comes in. You step out off the pick, you can get into that hand and turn it back.
Brad, when the defense and Drake step up like this, give up 5 goals, how does that open up the offense and make it easier on you guys on the other end?
Yeah, a lot less pressure for us actually offensively. They did a great job today. I think Albany has a great offense. They always have. Defense did a great job preparing all week long. Tyson, everyone else down there, and Drake played great in cage today. Definitely shifts over to the offensive end. When you see guys hustling and making plays like they were today, we definitely want to do the same thing on the offensive end.
Coach, when Albany had their extra man opportunities today, you stuck Grant Murphy on Token and Token one-on-one. What went into that decision?
Yeah, we thought he was their biggest threat. He's their biggest threat inside. He's one of their bigger threats on the outside shooting. So the one guy coming back. So we wanted to take away their biggest threat.
Drake, you saw over 20 shots in the second and third quarter, and you only allowed 1 goal. How were you able to just stay on your toes and just be ready for all those shots coming at you?
To be honest, the defense in front of me did a really good job. All those shots, or most of them, were from the outside. The spots that I work on and I'm expected to save, that just goes straight to the guys in front of me on defense. I was just doing my job in there.
You look like you were shooting low a lot. Did you feel like you were getting a lot of low shots?
I think that they may have watched the Colgate game. I got beat a couple times low, and then I guess that they put that in their scout, but I'm not really weak low, so I'm kind of happy that was in their scout. But yeah.
Brad, similar question that was asked of Tyson. How much did that loss to Albany last year fuel you guys heading into this one?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely in the back of our minds, but I think it was more so last week's loss was more so in the back of our minds than last year's game against Albany. Starting off the season 0-1 and coming out with a loss, pretty sour taste in our mouth. So I think we're more focused on that we started 0-1 than last year's game against Albany.
So Drake, you were a high school team for a season with Toka, right? So my question to you is, maybe you're the only man alive to answer this question. What's it like to have him jump up and land on you, and then it sparked a little pushing for all the intensity of the game? Those 2 issues.
Tahoka's a big guy. I'm 180 pounds. I think he was listed at 250. Slight weight advantage there. It hurt, but I was prepared, and I should have stopped the second one. The first one didn't count, but I think him having to dive was a testament to how well we were playing him. He didn't have any angle. He had to come underneath, and again, just up to my defense there.
Just the intensity of the game, the pushing all over the field all game long. What was your perspective on that?
I love to see it. I love aggression on defense. My boys were getting after it today, just like I like it. So yeah, I loved it.
Coach, this is 2 weeks in a row now that Steven Rakefis really hasn't been able to get much going offensively. How have you had to then adjust your scheme to not having him there as much?
Well, he had the flu and missed a lot of practice. I think we only had him back for maybe a couple days. So we probably used him more than I thought we would have in the game. I thought that we were going to have to get the other guys in just when he's missed so much practice. And that takes a lot out of you, so physically I knew he couldn't go 60 minutes. So I probably used him too much.
Coach, when Brad slid into that third spot before the season, I guess, is this something, when Brad slid into that third spot before the season, is this a game that you could have envisioned, I guess, this early on?
It's probably more than I would envision, but some teams play certain ways, and we've changed some things offensively and put him in spots where we'd like his man to slide and have to help out. So it's just a little change up there, and it paid off today.
John, is ground ball something that you've had to focus on in the past in practice as much as you did this week? I know everyone's kind of talking about the big emphasis. I just didn't know if that's something that's normal or was amplified.
Well, we kicked ourselves. We've always been a pretty good ground ball team, and Colgate just kind of woke us up and said, you know what, we have to work on this more, especially some of the face-offs a week ago. They were 50-50s, and Colgate in the first half was coming up with them. So it's just something that was more focused. I think, like I said last week, when you lose a game and you watch the film, all the mistakes just come to the surface. You know, where you win a game and you know, you look at some of your mistakes. Yeah, we should work on that a little bit more, but they're not as glaring as when you lose. So they just got amplified a week ago.
Tyson, I know it's all about winning, but how much pride do you take in looking at the stat sheet after the game and finishing with a high number of ground balls like 7 and leading the team in that category?
Honestly, I just kind of just play. If the ball's on the ground, I try to get it. I don't really try to. I not necessarily take pride in it. I just kind of, if the ball's there, I got to grab it for my teammates and everybody else. It's not necessarily about myself. Just getting the ball for the team and getting our offense the ball.
This is kind of for you two, because I noticed earlier when he mentioned that ground balls were an emphasis, you two chuckled. When he says ground balls are an emphasis in practice, like what does that actually mean? Like, is it like, wow, I'm sick of like doing ground ball drills, like we are doing ground ball drills like too much? Like, what is that actually like? What was this week of practice?
No, I just thought that we did. Just in like the weeks prior, we've been doing a lot of like more just like passing drill stuff, but this week it was an emphasis on like every day we were hitting at least one ground ball drill. Like we're doing, whether we're doing 1-on-1s or 2-on-1s or 3-on-2 ground balls. I think we made an emphasis this week to make sure we play, even playing through the whistle. Like sometimes like a ball gets knocked down, everyone had to play through the whistle to get the ball up and then clear it, or to pick the ball up and start the offense again. I think we just made a big emphasis on getting that ball off the ground and then cycling it through our team.
What he said.
Yeah, exactly.